Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew, and I'm currently doing stats and math at University of Toronto. And today we'll be going over some commonly asked math questions at both the high school and college levels. If you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the link in the description below. Okay, so now let's start our session for today. Okay. So the first question is asking us, let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So what is the square root of x squared? Okay, let's copy down the question. What is the square root of x squared? Okay. So if we want to write that in a mathematical equation, that will be equal to, so math equation, that will be equal to square root of x squared, where the radical sign is just a square root and the x squared is just x to the exponent of 2. Okay, and second, we know that the exponent 2, so the exponent 2 and the radical symbol cancel out. Okay, so we just have x as the end. Okay, yeah, so just remember the square root of anything square is just going to be equal to the number itself, okay? Because the exponent part and the radical symbol part will cancel out, okay? So for example, if we have the square root of 4 squared, that's still going to be 4, equal to 4. And if we have the square root of 25 squared, that's still going to be equal to 4. And also, if we come across a perfect square, which could be something like, let's say, root 16, and that will be equal to 4 as well, since we can rewrite root 16 as root 4 squared, and root 4 squared is just equal to 4 itself. So similar like root 25, and root 25 could be written as root 5 squared, and the square part and the radical symbol part canceled out, so we have 5 left. Okay, so I think that's all we got for this question. Oops. Let's leave a comment. Solution is correct. Well done. I think there's some technical issues with the latex. So, question? Asking what is the limit as infinity of 1 over x. Oh, okay. Oh, it comes out. Cool. All right. So first, let's convert this question to mathematic notation. So that will be equal to limit x approach to infinity, 1 over x is equal to what? Okay. Let me see. And then second, according to the limit at infinity we know limit x approach to positive infinity which is equal to 1 over xr, which is equal to 0. So we have limit x approach to infinity, 1 over x is just equal to 0. Okay, so some examples could be 1 over 2 and 1 over 5, 1 over 100, and that is equal to 0.5, 0.2, 0.01, and let's say 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4 with 50, that is equal to 0.01. As you can see, as the denominator increase, the actual value is getting more and more close to 0. Okay, so as x increased, the limit is approaching to 0. Okay. Yep, that's all we got for this question. Just leave a comment there. All right. So let's write the definition here. So differentiating a function just means that we need to get the derivative, or we say, let's write down the keyword. Getting the derivative, or it can be represented by this, or d dx fx in singles. Okay, and the derivative, let's use another color. So the derivative is just simply the slope of the tangent line at a point on the graph. Okay, so let's write that down. So derivative is the slope of the tangent line at a point on the graph. Okay, and so the first point. Second point, it is showing the rate of change of a function at that given point. So rate of change of a function at the given point. Okay, and we can also present this by fx is equal to limit as h approaching to 0 f x plus h minus fx over x plus h minus x, which is equal to limit as h is approaching to 0, fx plus h minus fx over h. Okay? Yep, so I think that's pretty much covers the meaning of differentiating a function. So let's leave a comment there. Since it is correct, we're done. Okay, so next question is asking us, O rectangles are parallelograms and are all parallelograms rectangle. Okay. So first, oops, let's clarify that a rectangle is a I'll use another color, is a quadrilateral with 4 right angles, just 90 degrees angles, and 2 pairs of parallel sides. Okay, 2 pair of parallel sides. Okay, so there's a definition for rectangle. Could be something look like this, and parallelogram is just a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides. Okay. So it has no restrictions on the angles, on the interior angles like rectangle. So, and let's write that down. Group with angle less than or greater than 90 degrees. Okay, so it cannot always be a rectangle. Could. Okay, so not always be a rectangle. Okay, so the rectangle has a restriction on the angles, which the 4 angles has to be right angles, which means 90 degrees. But in parallelograms, it doesn't have any restrictions on the angles. Okay, so let's draw a diagram to summarize all this info. So the biggest circle will be quadrilaterals, and that includes parallelograms. So shapes like this, or look like that. So those are all parallelograms. And inside parallelograms, there are rectangles. So rectangles just something look like this, and that's 90 degrees angle. Okay, and inside rectangles, there are squares. Okay, so not only the angles has to be 90 degrees, but also the length of the sides has to be the same. Okay. Okay, so square is inside rectangle. Rectangle is inside parallelograms, and parallelograms are inside quadrilaterals. Okay. So that's all we got for this question. Let's leave a comment there. Solution is correct. Okay, our next question is asking us what is the difference between log and log. Okay. So let's write in this way. So that's log, that's log. So first, let's write in the name. So this is just logarithm, and that is what we call the natural log. Okay, so that's the first difference. And the second, in logarithm, the base is always equal to 10, but in natural log, the base is equal to e. Okay. Yeah. And so log. Normally we don't write the base 10 out, so log x is just actually equal to log with a base 10x. Okay, so that's the same thing. And so yeah, similar to natural log. So ln x is just equal to ln ex. That's the same thing as well. Yep. So I think that's the most significant difference between log and ln is just the base. Okay. Yep. So let's leave a comment there. Solution is correct. Well done. Okay. So next question, we need to construct the corresponding angles. Okay. So in order to construct corresponding angles, we have to draw two parallel lines and a transversal line pathing through the two parallel lines. Okay, so that's the first parallel lines. Let's call it L1 and L2. And so given L1 is parallel to L2, and we also have a L3, which is a transversal line passing through the two parallel lines. And yeah, in the figure above, we see the two parallel lines and the L3 as the transversal line, and by drawing a L3 to cut the parallel lines, it produces 4 corresponding angles as the following pairs are equal to each other, which are, let's label that first as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so angle 1 is equal to angle 5, so these two. So the yellow part. And also we have 3 and 7, 2 and 6, 4 and 8. Okay, so 3 and 7 is right here, 3 and 7, and 2 and 6, and lastly 4 and 8. Okay. Yep. So those angles are the corresponding angles. Let's write the conclusion. Therefore, corresponding angles are angle 1 and 5, 3 and 7, 2 and 6, 4 and 8. Okay, that's all we got for this question. Let's leave a comment. Solution is correct. Well done. Yep, so those are all the questions for today, and if you enjoyed today's Q&A and would like to be notified of when we do this next, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. And if you'd like to submit your own questions, please visit the link in the description. Remember to leave a like and a comment and share this video with your friend. And this has been Andrew from